We got so much great feedback from everybody. It's just really, really uplifting. And people that haven't seen Mom in a long time, have connected back with her, have reached out and have made great comments, and are really, really proud that she's that we're doing this. And it's just been great. It's just been great, the feedback that we've been getting. Now, we've gotten a lot of questions, mostly just, people making nice comments via email. But a lot of the questions that people were asking, we covered in the first recording we did. I just showed a little bit of what we were doing and what we were going to be about, and to see if we could get, if anybody would be interested. And it turns out they are. So we're happy to do this. And like we said, we were going to do it anyways, because she wants me over here. and I enjoy coming over here. I mean, I still got to clean, and I still got to clean before I leave, and I still got to empty the cat box, and things happen when you're not here. So there was a vase broken, and there's just the shower curtain was down, and I had to get that put back in and put up. So you never know what you're going to run into when you come into Patty's apartment. We'll put that up front here, and then we'll come back on the other side and answer the questions and talk a little bit about what's going on today, what we've heard about on the news with the government and subsidies and stuff, because that's what we're here to talk about. Okay, see you in a minute. You want to talk about it?
The people here are great. The neighbors, everybody try to help each other.
Actually, she had her side of the house, and I had my side of the house, and we had plenty of room. She had a lot of stuff.
We had the middle.
I didn't, and then we had the middle, and then she had a little bit more. She kept on kind of, commandeering my area too, and then I'd come home from vacation, and I would put it right back. So, what do you miss most about your the space?
The space, the outside. We had a lot of woods and stuff. We had like 33 acres all together there, and miss the place a lot, sometimes. But I know I'm better off where I'm at, because I couldn't take care and do the things I did there. Yeah, it was a lot to give up, but this has been a better move. This has worked better, for me and for my problems and stuff. I wasn't accepting my problems very well. When I had first moved up here and stuff, I just wasn't being accepting like I should have, in which that caused problems, And Amanda was helping best she could, and doing everything she could to make it better, And that helped a great deal.
It's hard. It's hard for everybody, yeah.
And I know I made it hard on her, and I didn't intend to, but I know I did. And that's.
Last year, she was diagnosed as being legally blind. So that set the ball rolling for me to be able to get her signed up for the Indiana Medicaid waiver. And so we got on the waiting list for that. And at that point, she had Medicaid QMB. Now she has the Medicaid pathways for aged and disabled. Best thing that you're going to enjoy about having a helper here?
Everything.
She's going to be getting meals that will be delivered weekly. And then she's got the helper here to help her with her meals. So that'd be good or bad, because she does like to have a Cheeto ice cream meal. It's one of her favorites. Yeah, well-rounded. To, try not to get too stressed out about it. And, you got to ask for help. You got to have a respite as a caregiver for you and the person you're taking care of. Mom needs a break from me just as much as I need a break from her. We could both be very toxic to one another, especially this past last year when she lost most of her sight and was legally blind. It was really, really hard. My aunt came and stayed with Mom last year during her really bad spell. So she came up and saved the day and stayed with Mom. A total of 6 weeks, I think, throughout the year, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was great. And we didn't even go anywhere but one time. I just had so much to catch up on out the house. And the thing is you've lost your mother and your friend, and then you're just trying to help the best you can, and you don't really feel like they appreciate you or anybody else appreciates what you're doing, for that matter, because nobody knows what it's like until you do it. We have been through some stuff, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we've worked on it. We have done the work. We have both been in therapy together, and we have, we cannot say enough about how important it is to have someone that you can talk to, a professional. And it is just so helpful, because if you have any kind of resentment towards a parent, you're not going to be able to take care of them. You just don't feel like you're obligated. The sacrifices are real. They're real. And if you can't do it, if you don't have a partner, a spouse that is willing to make those sacrifices with you, then it's going to be impossible. And some people aren't made for it. They cannot be a caregiver. Whether it's to a stranger or to, I don't want to do it for a stranger. I don't have that kind of patience for it. I just don't. It's not what I like doing. But for Mom, it's completely different. It doesn't feel like, it's like your kid. There is the role change, isn't there? And she don't like that.
She's
because
Mom.
I become the boss, and she don't like that because she's always been the boss, you see. And
I'm the daughter. She's the boss.
So quick for us, It's just in 2012, 2013. It was so strange what happened to her, and that and not really to have a solid diagnosis. It was difficult, and there was a lot of things thrown out there, and some if it's Lewy bodies, then you can't. I don't think there's any way to test for it until you perform a necropsy. Yeah. So so there's just been so much, and it did present itself as Parkinson's, depression first, then Parkinson's. So they call that Lewy bodies with Parkinson's dementia, I think. And she has the Parkinsonisms, the gait, the shakes, and sometimes her mouth, she can't really use her mouth, so she talks through her teeth. And like I said, these are all transient disorders. They just come and go, and so it's difficult. And all we can do is, trust the doctors, and they've gotten her this far. They've gotten her this far, and it's good to keep a journal. You should be keeping a journal anyways. That's what my therapist said. Keep a journal, and it's always been a good idea for me. It helps you work through things. And so I kept a journal from day one just for Mom. I have everything, all her doctor visits, everything, all the medications, and, you've got to stay on top of all that stuff. and you have to take it upon yourself to find out what prescriptions she's taken that don't mix with other prescriptions, because sometimes they don't catch that. Especially, she has 4 specialists that she sees, and they may not catch it. Most of the time they do, but sometimes they don't. Especially, she takes over-the-counter medication that's over-the-counter in the UK, domperidone, for her esophagus, and which is actually a Parkinson's medication that helps her esophagus work, basically keep the acid reflux down, because her esophagus doesn't work like that. So she has to take those 4 times a day, and they wouldn't know that. I mean, they see that in there, but they don't know what that really is unless I explain it to them, because her gastro doctor, of course, does, but he's the one that prescribes it. So, there's just things, and vitamins and certain other things that you might want to add in there may not mix well. And that's the first thing we look for if she starts, acting weird, is I look at the side effects of something. And it's either that or, she's just weird. That's all there is to it. She's just a weirdo. You don't feel like you should be having a good life, because they're not having a good life. So you don't want to share any of your, fun, your happiness, anything like that, because it makes you feel guilty. You make yourself feel guilty, and they can make you feel guilty. So, but I will enjoy being able to tell you, fun stuff that I'm doing, because yeah, that's true. There's a jealousy.
There's a jealousy going on. Yeah, that's still.
And they've really enjoyed each other's company, but as it goes, whenever Mom got sick and Ellen was helping me,
got mad at me,
and she did get mad at you, and because you were being so stubborn, and it was just really, really difficult, and really, really hard on us, and so it put a wedge between them. You come here with an attitude, you go home with an attitude, and it's just, they have to talk you down. They have to help you through it, and that's not what they signed up for either. But she's wonderful to me, and I couldn't ask for a better spouse. I mean, she has been there, and she's picked me up off the floor, and if I didn't have her, I wouldn't be able to do this. There's just no way. What she did is she sold her house and moved in with me in a house that I hadn't finished yet. I'm building it myself, and I hadn't finished it, and we lived in the motorhome. And that's a sacrifice, I mean, she made that sacrifice so I could stay off work and just work from home. And that was huge. And Mom didn't appreciate it. Look at her.
Yeah, I appreciate her. She may not think I appreciate her, but I appreciate her.
Well,
You are so good at this stuff.
We've recorded one
I know, but you're
one time,
so good at it. And then,
but it was funny because we had to stop. She wanted to inquire about something I was saying, and we had to stop to discuss it. So now she's producing. She's directing and producing. Got her hair all fixed up here, looking pretty. And, so back. She back to being the boss. The matriarch is back, baby. So, I know there's a lot of talk. You want to talk politics and things like that, and we're trying not to get too political, but it's hard to stay away from it, just because of the state of the union right now, and what we're worried about happening. Because the threats are real, so we've got to act accordingly and try to get the word out there. And people have got to pay attention. And so people are, and Mom has heard from a lot of people that she hadn't heard from in a long time, and which is great. That has just really, really been uplifting for her and me. I mean, we really, it's wonderful to hear from people. And it was 2019 when she got on Medicaid, and she was 74 at the time. So she got on it because her supplemental insurance was going up like $300. Well, there's no way that she was going to be able to afford that much on Social Security. I just hope that everybody realizes what can happen. You have to get educated on what is happening and what these programs are for and who is benefiting from them. The ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, okay? Some people didn't even know that they were the same thing. And there's people that may not know today, because Mitch McConnell is the one who named it Obamacare, not Obama. He didn't name it after himself. And Mitch McConnell did that to gaslight it, to hide its appeal and utility, so people would look no further. I mean, clever. Mitch is clever. He's that's smart. It caused a lot of confusion, and look where he's at now.
Probably on the floor someplace.
She said it, not me.
Sleeping.
No. Okay.
I know I shouldn't have said that.
I know, that's okay.
You can mark that out.
Okay, I will. I'll definitely delete that when I edit. For sure. Yeah, and the states that have adopted Medicaid expansion through the ACA, if that goes away, they already have trigger laws in place that will, instantly, go into effect. So, and, Indiana's one of those states. Indiana, Illinois, Arizona, Arkansas, New Hampshire, Virginia, Utah. I know that's pretty, glib, but it's reality. And I don't think we have time to be, sugarcoating anything. You're not going to be left out in the cold.
Well, I know I won't, but,
I'll put you up in a motorhome.
Okay.
You and Merlin.
Me and the cat.
Yeah. So one of the questions was a concern about who is here with Mom when I'm gone. Well, nobody's here with her. She has to pretty much fumble around, and figure out things. One of the residents here across the hall, Ariana, comes right over and directs Mom into the bathroom or wherever she needs to go when she really gets turned around and cannot find the bedroom. Last night she said she couldn't find the bedroom. Right. We will see you guys next Saturday. Bye.
Bye.